The beauty of bromeliads, plant family Bromeliaceae. Easy to grow, incredible variety of forms and colors, tough and highly survivable plants ideal for horticultural and landscaping uses. Collecting bromeliads can be an amazing lifelong hobby filled with fun, friends, and never-ending interesting learning. By Barry Landau, Synergy Digital Studios. The name of the family, Bromeliaceae, commonly Bromeliad, comes from being named after Olaus Bromelius, a Swedish botanist. His dates are 1639 to 1705. There's one bromeliad you've known and eaten all your life, the pineapple, Ananas commosis. First discovered by Europeans in 1664, and then later named by European botanists Ananas commosis, this useful edible plant has been used in agriculture by Latin and South American tribes and cultures for 4,000 years. Value of the 2009 worldwide production of pineapple, approximately $3.8 billion, is at the farm level. Once you add in the value-added products such as pineapple juice, dried pineapple, pineapple flavorings, etc., the crop becomes worth quite a bit more. In the next few slides, we're going to learn something about the scientific, botanical, ecological, and biological facts about bromeliads. Currently, taxonomists and botanists recognize 58 genera in the Bromeliaceae family. Later in this presentation, we will see some of the more commonly available ones. Another bromeliad in the genus Tillandsia is easily recognizable to all of you as Spanish moss. The botanical name is Tillandsia xiphiodes. Here it is growing on an ancient oak in Louisiana. But you have seen it in all kinds of mystery and horror films all your life. Here you see Spanish moss growing in my collection here in Los Angeles. This form comes from southern Mexico. Here you see a map of the countries where bromeliads are endemic. These are the countries where bromeliads developed and evolutionized. Many of the plants of the bromeliad family are epiphytes or xerophytes. That means they grow on a tree or on a rock, but do not derive their nutrition from the host. There are several types of photosynthesis. There's nighttime photosynthesis, called CAM, and daytime photosynthesis, which is either C3 or C4. Tillandsias and some other kinds of bromeliads perform the nighttime type of photosynthesis, called CAM, Crassulacean acid metabolism. Here you see the actual chemical reaction involved. Other bromeliads perform what is called C3 or C4. These are the daytime types of photosynthesis. Here you see that chemical reaction. One of the amazing things about bromeliads is that they are able to grow in parts of the habitat and fill niches that other plants have not been able to fill. In the next few slides, we're going to see some of the kinds of habitats that bromeliads grow in. Here you see temperate coastal forest, humid tropical coastal plains, low and mid-elevation rainforests. Here we see bromeliads in the genus Alcantara growing in the denuded second and third growth forests of the Minas Gerais in Brazil. Many of the gray-leaved tillandsias, known as xeric tillandsias, are able to live in extremely arid conditions in deserts or in very arid, dry coastal plain areas of Peru, Chile, and Bolivia. Some bromeliads and tillandsias have adapted to live in the hot, dry, intermediate altitude oak forests. Others have adapted to live in the low to mid-altitude humid scrub forests throughout Mexico, Honduras, and Guatemala. Many tillandsias have developed and evolutionized under these difficult conditions. Here you see them flourishing in a mid-altitude dry oak forest. Over 750 species of animals, amphibians, birds, reptiles, and insects are supported by bromeliads, especially in the dry season, when there is no other water available. During the dry season, bromeliads have some of the only remaining water left in the biome. Many of the insects and animals make their homes here. One of those insects, unfortunately, are mosquitoes, and this has given bromeliads a bad reputation in the countries they are native to, as promoters of malaria. When bromeliads are kept clean and they have fresh water, this threat of mosquitoes and malaria no longer exists. So in cultivation, the plants are very safe to be kept for any collector. Here we see Tillandsia rothii in a hot, dry forest in Mexico. Tillandsia fasciculata is one of the species that grows in the temperate pine forests in Oaxaca and other parts of southern Mexico. Aechmeas, guzmanias, and vriezias enjoy the wet lowland forests in many parts of Latin and South America. There are some guzmanias and vriezias, and even what we call the tank-type tillandsias, that live in the high-altitude cloud forests. Dichias and deuteroconias love the hot, dry conditions in the area of Brazil called Minas Gerais. Dichias grow on these granite escarpments in almost no soil. Here you see Tillandsia purpurea, a beautiful tillandsia, fragrant tillandsia, that grows in the high coastal deserts of Peru. Tillandsia latifolia also grows in the same high and low desert habitats in coastal Peru. And here you see them. They live on these small sand dunes. And in this area, you have only 2 or 3 inches of rainfall a year. But you get clouds that roll in every night that supply the plants with moisture. Here we have a photo taken by Dr. Werner Rau of these mounds of Tillandsia purpurea and Tillandsia latifolia that stretch deep, 30-40 miles deep into this coastal valley in Peru. The primary pollinators of bromeliads are hummingbirds, but they are also pollinated by some types of bats and some types of insects. We're now going to take a look at some of the aspects of the biology and the life cycle of bromeliads. Here you see ripe seed pods. A ripe Aechmea seed pod and a typical seed in the middle. Bromeliad seedlings after 6 months or a year. Billbergia seedlings that are 2 to 3 years old. Once mature, the plants bloom. This allows for sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction through offsets and pups is the other path to survival for many plants. One of the largest bromeliads in the world is Puya ramundi. Also known as the Queen of the Andes, Puya ramundi, which can grow to be 30 to 35 feet tall, is an endemic species of Bolivia and Peru and grows at high altitudes of 3,200 to 4,800 meters. One of the smallest tillandsias, Tillandsia tricholepsis, has a wide range from Argentina to Bolivia to Brazil to Paraguay. This entire specimen clump is only about 1.5 inches in diameter. There are 2 or 3 species of bromeliads that are carnivorous. This one, Brocchinia hechtioides, grows on the large tabletop-shaped mountains called tepuis in Venezuela. Bugs fall into the plant, and it has a viscous solution inside so that they cannot crawl out. Now we're going to take a look at some of the genera, species, and hybrids of bromeliads that are available commonly in the nursery trade and that you would find at local Bromeliad societies, bromeliad shows, and bromeliad clubs. The genus Aechmea. In the genus Aechmea, you have one of the greatest plants ever, Aechmea fasciata, which came straight out of the Brazilian forest and helped build the entire industry for bromeliads in the nursery world on a commercial basis. Millions and millions of these plants have been sold since the early 1960s worldwide. Genus Ananas. Genus Billbergia. Genus Neoregelia. Genus Canistrum. Genus Acanthostachys. Genus Tillandsia. Tillandsias have gray-type scales on their surface called trichomes. These trichomes, now you see them viewed in a micrograph, are capable of absorbing water molecules directly in on the surface of the leaf, so that the genetic function of the roots has been transferred to the body of the plant. The plants can take in the moisture or water directly and then perform photosynthesis in the underlying stomata cells. This ability to absorb or take in water directly on the leaf surface is absolutely unique to Tillandsias. Genus Cryptanthus. Genus Pitcairnea. Genus Variesia. Genus Guzmania. Genus Quisnelia. Genus Dickia. Genus Orthophytum. Genus Nidularium. genus Alcantara. Take a look now at some photos of commercial nursery production of bromeliads in different parts of the world. Bromeliads can be used very effectively in landscaping. They are not just plants to be grown in pots, kept in hothouses or lath houses. We have several local Bromeliad societies in the Los Angeles area, the first of which is called La Bayona Valley Bromeliad Society, based in Culver City. In the Torrance and Palos Verdes area, we have the South Bay Bromeliad Associates. In the Valley in Los Angeles, we have the San Fernando Valley Bromeliad Society. In order to promote the growing, collecting, and appreciation of bromeliads, I have created groups on Facebook called Planets. Here you see Planet Bromeliad. These groups have some 1,500 to 2,000 people each. Here you see Planet Tillandsia. Anyone who is a current member on Facebook can search for these and join these. Anyone is welcome. La Bayona Valley Bromeliad Society on Facebook. San Fernando Valley Bromeliad Society on Facebook. One of the oldest bromeliad forums on the web is called the Bromel. It's an excellent place to discuss taxonomy and bromeliad identification. The Bromeliad Society International has a website at www.bsi.org. Florida Council of Bromeliad Societies also has an excellent website that allows for photographic identification of all kinds of bromeliads. www.fcbs.org. One great local source for Tillandsias and other bromeliads is Rainforest Flora Incorporated, Torrance, California. Another local nursery specializing in bromeliads, mainly larger bromeliads, is Live Art Plants Nursery in Northridge, California. The future of bromeliads is in young people like you.